They say there's evidence of our ancestors using a hammer-like tool for at least 3 million years in Kenya, but it's only 160,000 years that we started putting handles onto them, and they have a diverse history. So we're going to talk about that and more fun hammer facts as I sketch this little tool. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a Friday morning. Goodness gracious, is it Friday morning already? Where did the week go? How did the whole week just disappear like that? Did everybody else's week go by just super fast? I feel like this whole week just flew by, and I'm happy about it because I'm ready for the weekend. On Friday mornings, I like to do a little thing where I pull a toy from the toy box, a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, if you will, and I draw it, and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is a hammer. Now this is your basic claw hammer. This is from the Safari Tools tube. It had a hammer, it had a wrench, a couple of screwdrivers, handsaw, power drill. My dog is whimpering about something. She's already been out. I don't know what she's whimpering for. But hammer. There's Rick. Good morning, Rick. Rick said, good morning, hammerheads, fellow hammerheads. A hammer is basically anything you smash into something else to use as a tool. And so when they say that we've been using hammers for 3 million years, they mean that 3 million, they found evidence of in the layer of dirt considered to be 3.5 million years old in Kenya. They found evidence of using stone pieces to smash into other stone pieces. They call that the earliest use of hammers. I'm going to have to stop and check on my dog. Hang on a minute. What's wrong with you? What do you want? What do you want? Oh my goodness. I don't know what's wrong with her. Ah.
It's so funny how much she wouldn't come downstairs.
I know. I know. She's not the bravest of dogs. But she's a good dog. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. But as much as I like you people, the dog is more important.
They probably found tons of thumbnails right next to the fossilized hammers.
Yeah. So like I said, they anytime they use a stone to smash into something else, they consider it a hammer. And so for 3.5 million years, they've what is happening with that oval? I got to mess with the dog and came back and can't draw an oval. But they find evidence of people using stone tools 3.5 million years ago. The cool thing about that, though, is that we're watching it happen again, because chimpanzees and capuchin monkeys, for the last 2,000 years or so, have been experiencing a modern Stone Age, where they are not just picking up stones and smashing them into other objects to use as tools. They actually shape the stones. They actually pick the stone they want for the tool, for the job they want. And that's a distinction, because it's not just that they're using a rock to smash open a nut or something like that. It's that they're picking a specific stone to smash open a nut, and that they're using that stone to shape other stones. And so they are suggesting that we went through the same thing, that is exactly how it happened for us 3.5 million years ago. But it was only 160,000 years ago that we put a handle on it. First evidence of us putting a handle on it. That's a lot of pencil marks. I'm gonna put that pencil down and move over to ink. Thumbnails. The claw hammer. The claw hammer appears to be a Roman invention. Up until then, we were basically just using hammers to smash things. But they start using hammers with nails somewhere around 4,000 years ago. Because the Romans have a claw hammer by 2,100 years ago. The Romans have a claw hammer with the claw to pull the nails back out. That could have solved us a lot of problems. All right, let's see here. Force is what? Mass times velocity? Mass times velocity squared? Something to that effect. When they put the stone at the end of a stick, it adds a length to your arm. And when you bend your arm at the end like that, it adds extra force and allows you to smash harder. And it allowed them not only to break things better, but allowed them, somebody noticed, to push things into other things like nails. And if it weren't for that, we wouldn't have homes like we do, as elaborate as we do today. Somebody caught on that we can use it not just to destroy things, but to build things. But that force amplitude is why your household hammer is only about 13 inches long, but a construction hammer is 18 to 20 inches long, because that construction hand is hammering big nails all day long, not just putting thumbtacks in the wall to hang pictures.
Rick says he wonders if the folks who pulled through the hammers this much, they made a brick made a support of it.
I wonder if the folks of old threw their hammers much. Oh yeah, like if they're angry and they just throw it. People have been throwing stuff for years. I've thrown a few hammers in my life. Good morning, Claudia. It is hammer time indeed. I was actually singing that song as I was setting up for the show. Of course, I'm drawing a blank on how the song goes at this exact moment. Every time I start to think how it goes, I start singing Ice Ice Baby. Okay. It's time for my favorite part. This is the part of the process I just love.
Claudia says,
She's singing hammer time. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. That's the song, and I'm sitting here and I'm absolutely drawing a blank on the rest of the words. That was a song I was aware of. It was quite popular when I was a child. Quite popular when I was young. I was aware of it. It was not the music that I listened to.
I go to the rest of the world from London to Mumbai. Rick says Claudia has the right version.
Yeah. Every time you see me, the hammer's just so high. Let's hammer this, hammer this, hammer this. I don't know. I don't know. That's, like I said, it's a song I'm aware of.
Hammer, no hammer, no hammer, no hammer.
That's right. But I was humming it as I was setting up the show.
I'll be right back.
Do. You'd think I would have written down some facts about MC Hammer. That would have been fun. Maybe the next time the hammer comes out, I'll focus more on the social commentary. I'll tell you what though, I'm going to dry this. We're going to do the shading in 2 stages. I'm going to dry this so that I can get that shadow darker without it blending into the edge of the hammer. That way, I can get this shadow darker and it won't blend into the edge of the hammer. Now then, let's see what kind of gray we can make here. I've got kind of a lavender going on here. I think I'm going to use that for the metal. It won't quite match the color, but it'll be fairly close. It's a little more red than the toy. And I'm going to take that vermilion. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it because this is a brighter orange. And I'm going to get that handle. I actually want to preserve a light. Let's see if we can preserve this right through here and right here without having to come back with some acrylic or my eraser. Because the toy is plastic, it has that highlight right there. Vermilion. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's only 5:50. Plenty of time. We're doing great. Let me dry that and then we'll ink it. It's a short show today, even with the dog. Subtle hint. Of course, there's all different kinds of hammers. They're not all big and heavy for hammering nails or breaking open Brazilian nuts. Some of them are used. Jeweler's hammers, for instance, only about 3 ounces. Tiny little things meant to bend the little metal pieces that hold the jewel in place. Sledgehammers up to 20 pounds. One of the funnest things is on one of the Apollo missions, the last Apollo mission. They went up on the moon. They took a hammer and they took a feather, and they dropped them at the same time. And because there's no atmosphere on the moon, they filmed it. Because there's no atmosphere on the moon, the hammer and the feather hit the ground at the same time, proving Galileo. Was it Galileo? Or was it Newton? I think it was Galileo. Proving that gravity affected everything at the same speed, that it was only wind force. Galileo did the telescope, though. All the trivia runs together in my head. But it proved the idea that gravity affects everything the same way, and it's only the air, it's only the atmospheric resistance that changes the speed of how something falls. Claudia was trying to get you, Mom. Claudia was trying to get you to look up the lyrics.
Yeah, normally when I type anything about a song about a hammer, I get Peter, Paul, and Mary. So
if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning.
No, I don't know who sang it, so I don't know how to look it up.
MC Hammer. MC Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the little medical hammer, the little Claudia's talking about the reflex hammer, the little hammer that the little triangle of rubber that they hit your knee with, make you impulsively kick. Yeah, there's lots of different hammers. Hammer in your ear. There's there's a tiny little hammer and anvil in your ear. Couple of bones that are shaped like a hammer and anvil, and what you're actually interpreting as sound is that hammer vibrating against the anvil, and your brain interprets the different frequencies as different sounds. Of course, we didn't know that when we started breaking nuts and skulls open with hammers so we could eat 3 million years ago. What is today? The 26th? That's a more recent discovery. Of June of 2026. All right. So there is my hammer compared to the photograph. Let's see it from my perspective. From my perspective, there it is. Where's the camera? There it is from my perspective. And so that's what I did this morning. Tomorrow, Rick says my hammer rocks. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Ooh, it's another Bingo ball. That means I already know what it is. Number 177. And I had to already pull it. The shelf way over there. 177 corresponds to this little golden stag beetle. Little. Maybe he's big enough that I'll actually fill a page drawing him tomorrow. The golden stag beetle, they look gold from a distance, but when you pick them up, they actually have no pigment whatsoever. They just, the way their shiny little shell membranes lay, they just reflect like a metallic, and they can be blue or green or red depending on how you tip them and how they turn towards each other for communication. But this is a pretty good representation of it. So we'll talk about that and more fun golden stag beetle facts tomorrow morning while I draw this little stag. So you're going to want to set your notification bell for that. That's going to be a fun one. We have plenty of time tomorrow to spend on that one. That's going to be a fun one. And I don't have anywhere to be tomorrow. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. But at 8:20, I have tickets to go see Supergirl. So I'm going to go see Supergirl after the show tomorrow. The guys, what are we doing? Code red. It's 105 degrees. Code red. I don't do much. What are you singing, Claudia? Oh, it's 105 degrees. Oh, they're having a heat wave there in the Netherlands, and it's lunchtime, and it's 105 degrees. Yeah, I wouldn't do much either. It's hot. Africa hot. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I look forward to it every day when I get to art with my besties. Pamela, Rick, Claudia, thank you so much for joining me. Mom and Dad, as always, thank you for your help. Really do appreciate it. No, all right. Hang on. We got to do this. Oh, she's saying she's not singing. She's telling us about the weather. But thank you so much for joining us. Be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag is caught up to the stream. It gives everybody a chance to click clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical. It gives everybody a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other, asking questions they may have of each other. But the most important thing is that I don't